doesn't mean that Hillary would have been a good choice either. She was a terrible choice. She's a corrupt politician, one of the most unlikable people that's ever run for office. They were trying to get people to be supporting her just because she's a woman. This is going to be her history. Women, ladies, I stand with her. So there's all these women that have this blind allegiance towards this career politician, completely full of shit. She's been full of shit forever. But meanwhile, just a puppet of banks, and those people make piles of money from speeches, and there's major problems with the Clinton Foundation. It's not even around anymore. It's a dark, dark, dark legion. And meanwhile, she's doing all this Me Too talk. Her husband's a goddamn predator.
Yeah.
He's been a predator forever.
Yeah.
She said that Monica Lewinsky was a grown woman and it wasn't an abuse of power. Get the f*** out of here.
How old is Monica?
She was 20.
Hillary Clinton tried rewriting her political legacy, but Joe Rogan showed up with a verbal sledgehammer and zero patience for historical fiction. From the email debacle to the international blame-shifting tour, Rogan didn't just criticize, he scorched the earth. This wasn't a roast. It was a demolition. No spin. No filters. Just facts, fire, and the kind of savagery that makes cable news anchors rethink their careers. Hillary came for applause. She got Rogan with a MIC and a memory.
He is, and he's actually still kind of good looking. Like, even for an older dude. Yeah, why not? He's still so good looking, and she's just so miserable.
She was publicly humiliated, and she thought that her big retribution would become president.
I'm running for president, and I'm in it to win it.
You know, become president.
Sure.
And then that would be it. All water under the bridge. I'm a strong woman. I'm running this country. And then America was like...
Somehow, Hillary Clinton still walks through scandals like it's a fashion show. Heels high, grin fixed, and a trail of deleted emails fluttering behind her like confetti. But Joe Rogan doesn't just roast her, he drags the entire saga center stage and rips the curtain down. Same actress. Same plot. Same victim monologue. But this time, the audience isn't clapping.
I was infuriated when people that I knew that I was friends with were trying to tell me that Hillary Clinton was a good choice. And that's the same choice. I'm like... Look, I don't know if she's murdered people, but I know that I worry that she's murdered people. That's a real... I really wonder. Like, this Seth Rich...
I know, first of all, just leave. You don't even need to go there.
You don't. There's so many other things.
There's so many other things that we know for a fact.
The Clinton Foundation, for instance.
So, the Iraq...
Enjoying the video? Hit subscribe and ring that bell. Now, Rogan dives into Hillary's superpower, reinvention. She's rebranded more times than a startup with no customers. One day she's the feminist icon. The next, she's cashing checks from countries where women aren't allowed to drive. If hypocrisy had a LinkedIn page, Hillary Clinton would be CEO, endorsed by irony and sponsored by denial.
Yeah, she really did say that.
Yeah, she really did say that after she just got done Gaddafi and then laughed about it.
We came, we saw, he died.
We came, we saw, he died. The fact that any human being would ever do that. By the way he died, that's some dark...
Joe Rogan doesn't hold back. He says what we're all thinking. Hillary's political life has been one long audition for a role nobody wants her to play. America watched the pilot, hated it, cancelled the show, and somehow she's still showing up at the Emmys demanding a trophy. That's not ambition. That's delusion in a pantsuit.
The thing was, he was packing stadiums.
Yeah.
She couldn't even fill a fucking high school gymnasium.
Right.
Fucking...
She was pulling all the strings, and she had all the favors that she was pulling in, and she had a shit ton of money behind her, and they were completely arrogant, and all the liberal elite in the media thought there was no chance that she was going to lose. She's 95% shoo-in to win the presidency, and she walked around like she was 95%.
She already thought she won.
Yeah.
And then there's the infamous email saga. The scandal that won't die because Hillary Clinton treated a classified server like her personal Pinterest board. Rogan shreds it with ease. She claimed it was for convenience, but ended up creating a cybersecurity dumpster fire. Somewhere, a Nigerian prince is jealous of her email game. And through it all, she played the victim like she was starring in a one-woman tragedy called Accountability is Sexist.
Forever. If you watch the conversation between James Comey, when James Comey testified about what he did and what they found with the Hillary Clinton emails, and then her version of it, she's just a straight liar.
Yeah.
She deleted 33,000 emails.
How the do you do that? And then
even worse than that, when they rigged the DNC, they rigged the primaries so that Bernie Sanders was going to lose. She had her people into the DNC.
That was crazy.
Next up, the Clinton Foundation. Part charity, part influence machine, part financial Bermuda Triangle. Money goes in. Favors come out. What happens in between? Fog. Rogan spells it out. This wasn't public service, it was PR with a PayPal link. And when 2016 rolled around, Hillary had everything. Media, money, celebrities, confetti, and still lost to the political version of your ranting uncle at Thanksgiving.
One of my favorite clips is Hillary Clinton when she was running 2012. She was more MAGA than MAGA. That's so MAGA.
Benghazi. Rogan doesn't flinch. That foreign policy disaster was a masterclass in evasion. Hillary's game plan. Deny, deflect, distract, and then write a memoir blaming everyone else. The book reads like a bizarre fan fiction where the villain writes herself as the misunderstood genius. Every chapter. A therapy session interrupted by blame. Comey, the press, sexism, Mercury in retrograde, anything but herself.
I was getting shot at. It's like, I can't imagine, I was just talking about lack of empathy, I can't imagine being in a situation where I'm on television and I'm saying things that are so removed from the truth.
Right.
Like, I can't wrap my head around that.
Well, Hillary did the same thing.
Well, she's a congenital liar, as she was referred to by the New York Times back in the day. But,
and rightly so, but people forget this. She did talk about a firefight that she was involved in.
I was under sniper fire, and the worst thing about that people didn't give a shit about, she said when she was in Bosnia, she was under sniper fire. It's like, wait a minute, you're throwing the Secret Service under the bus. Because what kind of secret...
And let's talk tech. Hillary Clinton, the woman who oversaw cybersecurity, once asked if wiping a server meant using a cloth. Watching her with technology is like watching your grandma try to TikTok. Rogan hammers it home. She's the oracle of progress, who doesn't know how email works. She switched identities like outfits, loyal wife, fearless leader, misunderstood victim, depending on the crowd and the mood. It wasn't authenticity. It was costume design.
And she just basically did a double talk around that, but she's got a lot of whoppers in her name. She said she was named after Edmund Hillary, even though he climbed Mount Everest after she was born. So she's amazing. I love that woman. I love her so much. She's the funniest person on earth.
She's a scary lady.
She's like a slinky. She's always falling down the stairs.
Ah!
Yeah, she's the human slinky.
How dare you?
Yeah.
It's an odd duck. It's one of those things where women want a woman to be president so bad. They want one for the team so bad. And then there's so many people from the left that think she has the best chance.
Hillary's social media presence. It's like a slow-motion crash into a thesaurus. Less millennial sass, more confused intern energy. Every tweet tries to be relatable and misses by a congressional mile. Joe Rogan sums it up. Her hashtags are dated, her memes are dead, and her captions sound like a PTA newsletter trying to be woke. She's the unskippable ad of American politics, always interrupting, never connecting.
One of the things I always point out, like, people want to talk progressive, you want to talk, being left-wing, and she didn't even believe in gay marriage until 2013.
The best part was she was on NPR, which is this far-right fringe organization, right? NPR, Terry Gross. And Terry Gross says, you used to be against gay marriage. Your husband passed DOMA, which made it a federal law that gay marriage won't be recognized by the federal government. And you changed your position. Like, how did that happen? Was it because Americans became... And Hillary's like, well, America changed their point of view. She goes, no, I understand Americans changed their point of view. What was your mental process? And she goes, no, Terry, you're saying that I changed my mind for political purposes, and that's not true. And she starts yelling at her. And it's like, holy shit, you're on NPR and you think they're too right-wing for you because they're calling you out on your bullshit, you fucking loon.
Then came the reinvention tour. 1 week, she's a podcast host. The next, a democracy guru. It's like watching someone fail the final exam and then apply to teach the course. Rogan spotted it a mile away. Hillary Clinton didn't evolve. She glitter-glued her old script and prayed for national amnesia. She lost to a meme and still branded herself the guardian of democracy. You can't parody this. It's already a parody.
Hillary Clinton has a very weird and I think shitty marriage. I don't think she has a husband who is in love with her or faithful to her, and I think I can't really blame him because she seems to have accepted this behavior since the inception of their marriage. And so, past this prologue, you're going to get what you tolerate. You know, what you permit, you promote. She spent all of her daughter's upbringing away, at work.
Joe Rogan doesn't just roast Hillary's failures. He exposes the tone-deaf circus of her comeback. It's like re-watching Titanic, but this time, the captain's shouting it was Russia. Hillary Clinton came back louder, not wiser. And her obsession with staying relevant. Olympic level. She lost, and still works harder than the winner to remind you she almost won. Her takes age like dairy in the sun. Her greatest hits tour. Just reruns of political faceplants. So when Rogan drops the final bomb, no theatrics needed. The inconsistencies wrote themselves. Hillary's legacy isn't a reboot, it's a blue screen crash. Frozen, outdated, and somehow still clicking retry.